Going on now in foreign policy between Joe Biden and Donald Trump that I don't think's gotten enough attention. And my reporting on this is not quite as crisp as I would like it to be. But let me talk about the public facts and then a little bit of what I've heard. It's extremely significant from a just a narrative point of view, but also has huge potential consequences for the world and for America's security. You think about what's happened with Israel and and the hostages in Gaza. And President Trump, during his press conference this week, made it quite clear that his envoy has been part of the discussions. And the National Security Advisor, the incoming National Security Advisor, Mr. Walz of Florida, has also been quite open about the involvement that the incoming administration has had. And that's happening with the cooperation and based on communication with the current administration. So it's pretty clear that in that area, there's a lot of cooperation going on. You see the same thing regarding Iran. Okay. So it was reported, I believe, by the Wall Street Journal that President Biden was considering a military strike against Iran, either against their nuclear assets or energy or some other significant target. For years, it has been believed that a strike by Israel or the United States against Iran was dangerous on two scores. One, that if you hit a nuclear facility, you risk nuclear material floating all over the region, depending on which way the wind was blowing, and have disastrous consequences, both medical, scientific, but also diplomatically. And then also that Iran could strike back, and that Iran had the capacity to create an escalated conflict. Now Iran is, because of the actions of Israel, the United States, and others, Iran is at its weakest point in a very, very long time, on retreat in all the areas, or almost all the areas around Israel, where it had proxies that were quite strong. And of course, the loss of Assad as one of their allies is Syria is a blow to them. So um, it was reported that Joe Biden was considering it. Then it was reported that he was no longer considering it. I have reason to believe that that decision to stand down was made in close consultation with the incoming administration, and that the incoming administration has an understanding of the military plans that were put together by the current administration, and that we may be seeing in the discussions about deferring some sort of military strike, we may be seeing a handoff of those plans in a way that is quite tangible and specific. I'm still reporting the story. I hope to have more on it, but I think there's no doubt that in those two areas at least, less so in China and Ukraine, but in those two areas at least, I think you're seeing a level of cooperation that would be surprising to those who saw the clear enmity between Biden and Trump personally and their teams during the campaign.